Hi there, welcome to day 12. We've reached day 12 of the 30-day Rottle 4 challenge. Mouthy MacDo-gooder is very happy because she has reached day 12. So welcome to this video. Today I'm going to talk about what I have eaten on day 12, and I'm also going to talk about loving your imperfections. So first of all, I had dates for breakfast. I had Gatorade, good old Gatorade. I'm sort of feeling a little bit, you know, me and Gatorade have been quite good friends over the last 12 days, but maybe thinking that spending time with sort of the same friend all the time can sometimes get a little bit much. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to be venturing out to be trying more fruits over the next, how many days are left? Oh god, 18 days, yeah. So I'm going to venture out and try other fruits for breakfast and for lunch. The reason why I was sticking with dates is because they're a high calorie source, and I definitely feel that eating those high calories, I feel good on it, and mentally I feel much better. I feel more sort of stable, and I definitely feel like I've got more physical energy to do things. So that's why I wanted to stick with the high calorie foods like dates, because I felt that they would help me stay on track on the Rottle 4 lifestyle. But dates and I spent quite a lot of time together, so I'm thinking that I could maybe have dates, but I think definitely need to incorporate some other fruits that I really enjoy, so things like mangoes and strawberries and stuff like that. So yesterday, dates for breakfast. For lunch I had bananas. So fortunately my bananas that I had at work were sort of ripening up. I mean, they weren't ideal, but they were ripe enough. So I had a new colleague starting yesterday, so I had to explain to her, yeah, I ate kind of strangely, and explained to her about what I was trying to do, and that I was going to be eating these bananas, and she was like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's quite interesting. And turns out she's been vegan, and she's lots of vegan friends, and she also knows how to make raw food desserts. So that's quite interesting. So that was something that we actually had in common that we were able to talk about. So that was quite interesting. And dinner, yeah, you guessed it, gluten-free pasta. Gluten-free pasta, I love gluten-free pasta. And I had some tomato sauce with that. So overall, food-wise, it was good. I don't think I made any mistakes yesterday. No, I don't think I made any mistakes. So all was good with the food yesterday, and generally, yeah, I'd say I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more energy, definitely in the afternoon. Like I've said before, I do have ongoing fatigue issues that are historic, that I've had for years, that I'm trying to overcome with this lifestyle, as well as overcoming arthritis and a couple other sort of issues. So I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. You're not going to see a radical difference in 12 days unless you were coming from a kind of standard American diet, which I wasn't. I've been vegan for about a year now, more or less. So I've definitely noticed a difference. And I'm feeling good, and I'm going to keep continuing eating this way. So all is well in the Rottle 4 lifestyle here. The other thing that I was going to talk about today is loving your imperfections. Loving your imperfections. So a friend of mine mentioned that she was a perfectionist, and she was sort of giving herself a bit of a hard time about that, and she was saying that there was lots of negative patterns of thinking, and she was obviously giving herself a bit of a hard time. And I'd said to her, you know, nobody's perfect. Like, nobody is perfect. We've all got things that we have in ourselves that we maybe wish that we didn't. For example, with me, I am really good at starting things. I am amazing at starting things. I am not good at finishing things. I tend to have a lot of enthusiasm and ideas around the start of things, and I'm like, yeah, this is the start, and we could do this or we could do that, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And there tends to be a lot of you know, excitement and enthusiasm around the start, but I get bored quite quickly. I do get bored quite quickly, so I tend to then get distracted by something else and be like, oh, what's that over there? I'm going to start doing that. So as a result, I've got lots of interests in lots of different things, and you know, maybe somebody might say jack of all trades, master of none, because I have this sort of wide knowledge of different things and I have lots of different interests, but yeah, perhaps I'm good at starting things and maybe not following through. So it's important. I use that as an example because I think it's important to acknowledge that. Some people might see that as a weakness. However, there are strengths within that. Even if you see it as an area of weakness, there are strengths within that. And I think more than anything, I think it's important to just accept ourselves for how we are right now. I think when you're on the journey to self-improvement and personal development and that type of stuff, which I am, I think it's quite easy to think about where your faults are and what you're trying to change about yourself. But I think if we're truly on a path of personal development and a journey of self-improvement, then I think the first thing that we kind of need to do, or something that should be a priority, is accepting who we are right now in the moment. Just accepting it. Just think about that for a moment. Just think who you are, and you might not be exactly where you want to be, but you are good enough. You are perfect as you are. You're absolutely perfect as you are right now. And then from that point, once you have self-acceptance, you can have self-love. And when you love yourself, then from that you want to help yourself. So I think sometimes people do it the wrong way around. So people try and do the personal development stuff so they can get to a place where they can love themselves. So so say for example, somebody wanted to be a raw foodist, and they might think, oh yeah, once I'm a raw foodist, then I'll be good enough. Then I'll be good enough. Once I'm a raw foodist, then I'll be good enough, and then I can love myself. But actually, what you need to do is love yourself right now, the way that you are right now. Flaws and all. Look at your flaws and just smile and just say, that's me and that's who I am right now. And then from there, you can then look to improve yourself. Now I know that might sound, I'm not sure if that is making sense to you. It makes a lot of sense to me. But for example, if you love yourself, you're going to want to put good things in your body. You're going to want to look after yourself. So you're going to want to get those early nights, get the water in and hydrate yourself. Nourish yourself, nourish every cell in your body. You really want to care for yourself and look after yourself and be your own best friend if you really love yourself. And that's quite a hard thing to do. In society, we're sort of flooded with messages that we're not good enough all the fucking time. You can pick up any magazine and instantly you'll be told that you're too fat, you're too old, you're too young, you're too skinny, you're too saggy, whatever the fuck. You're too grumpy, you're too career orientated, you're too unambitious, you're too lazy, whatever the fuck it is. You'll be told all these things. You'll be told all these things. So nobody's perfect. We all have those things that we don't like about ourselves, and I think we need to just accept who we are. And quite often we compare our insides with other people's outsides. So on the outside, somebody might look happy and confident and inspiring, but underneath they might actually be really struggling, or they might have had a really difficult morning and they were struggling and they're putting a brave face on. So it's important we don't compare our insides, because we know how we work. We know all sometimes the negative thought patterns that we might have. It's like, oh, you're not good enough, you're this, you're that. We know all that and we hear all that. when someone looks at us, they don't see any of that. So I think it's important to not compare our insides with other people's outsides, because everyone's projecting to a certain extent what they want the world to see. Some people are more honest than others. But to a greater or lesser extent, people are projecting an image of what they want to see. And that certainly is highlighted even more so with them likes of Facebook, when it's selfie this and look at me and my family, you know, look at me and my family having a great time, or look at me and my boyfriend, or what or whatever, right? Well, look at my engagement ring, look at mine, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. Or, you know, I just got a job promotion, or whatever, yeah. So people want to project an image. Everything's very PR, everything's very image, right? So don't compare your insides to someone outside. So going back to this sort of place of self-acceptance, it's just accepting your flaws exactly as you are, because every single person on this planet has got them. No one is perfect, no one is a robot, everyone fucks up, everyone makes mistakes. It's what you do about those things, it's whether you choose those things as a way to grow and move forward, or whether you wallow in self-pity that makes the difference. So try and recap all that. Start from a place of self-acceptance. Look at who you are, really look at who you are, and remember that being you is good enough. It is good enough. No matter what society tells you, being you is good enough. It is good enough. Start from that, and then once you've accepted yourself, you can have an appreciation for yourself. You can be your own best friend. You know, you can like yourself, you can want to spend time with yourself, and then from that the personal development and the self-improvement, I think, comes quite naturally, because you think from that place of self-love, you then think that you deserve good things in your life. You think that you deserve a healthy, strong body to live in, because this is where you live. You don't live in your house, you live in your body. So from there on in, you can have a good view of yourself and feel good about yourself and want to do nice things for yourself, whether that be exercise and looking after yourself, sleeping well, eating well, etc. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that is useful. It's been useful for me to reflect on that and to have a think about that, and hopefully that has been the same for you. So again, give me your comments, give me your feedback, write it down below. If you think I'm talking shite, tell me, and maybe we can have a conversation about it. Okay, so that was day 12. I'm looking forward to making day 13 video now, and I'll see you soon. Bye.